moving on a little bit. Because, like I said, there's some good things out there, some bad things. But, we just got a couple things to discuss on this episode. Yeah, here. This is where I wanted to jump in first on there. Of course, like I said, I've been replenishing my collection. And since it is a Halloween week, I did order a couple things. They had a nice sale at Sentai Filmworks. I'm still waiting. At this point, I'm still waiting for my Shout Factory. Shout Factory hasn't shipped yet, and I knew there was going to be some sort of delay because I know that people were starting to order like crazy at Shout right now because they're about to merge with Filmrise to create Rad Dial Entertainment. If you haven't seen my video this week last week about Rad Dial, do catch it to give you an explanation of what's going on. But like I said, there was a couple of good sales. What I got from Shout, I got the entire collection of Neon Genesis Evangelion that we're talking about. The TV series with the additional movies that came afterward, which is all in one set, and then the 3 movies that preceded them up to recently. So that's all coming. I'm waiting for that to come in on there. But like I said, since it's Halloween, I did order a couple things for the Halloween era, which I've already received. Some others were going to be delayed further on. What I got was the current version of Vampire Hunter D, which is great. This is one of the original. This is one of the, as they say, the godfathers of anime. And the reason I say that wholeheartedly is that basically you got to remember Vampire Hunter D was on, they had it on cable TV long before there was a Toonami, long before there was a streaming on there, and the popularity of, even though like the VHS, then the DVD era, to that point, we were still, we were still pirating a lot, some of these movies. One place you were able to see it was on the Sci-Fi Channel. Sci-Fi Channel. This was one of the movies that you were able to get to see on the Sci-Fi Channel on the that early Saturday morning, which was Vampire. You had Vampire Hunter D. You had Lily Cat, 8 Men After, some of the Project Echo movies, especially Blue, Battle Gray, which was really I like that one. That was really good. To that point. And, this was the popularity then. This was, and, many others that appeared on there. Oh, Dominion Tank Police. I forgot about Dominion Tank Police. The original Dominion Tank Police. Yes, the series that you have to ask yourself, where did the Puma sisters hide those guns when they stripped down to their bare bodies? If you haven't seen that scene. That's a meme and a GIF. GIF right now. And depends on which version you've seen. If you've seen the Japanese version with the music or the American version with the music. The music score. But like I said, I got Vampire Hunter D. It's a good one. The other one that I got recently, and they don't talk too much about this one, but it's pretty good. I would say it's more like ecchi horror. With a lot of fan service. And it's the High School of the Dead. If you haven't seen High School of the Dead, this is a good one for Halloween. For us, those over the age of 18. High School of the Dead is obviously it's a zombie series. So, it is a zombie plague that hits the world. And the focus is on these high school kids and high school nurse, and they all team up together to try to survive this apocalypse. And it's sort of like a Walking Dead, but with a lot of top-heavy girls. How can you put it to that point?
Big breastises?
But there are a lot, the girls with big endeavors to the point, and a lot of jiggly after effects, especially using weapons. To the point, guns, sniper rifles, katanas. It's I mean, it is really good, for a horror series on there. The Blu-ray that I got also does contain the OVA. In fact, I haven't sat down to watch that OVA. It's not as good as the series. I mean, this is a series. Unfortunately, we're not going to see a second part of it because I believe the person who did this is no longer with us as far as that. But also, it's been years. I mean, if someone decides to pick it up and continue on, who knows, what will be next in the story, because it does leave off. It does leave very off on this. And like I said, the music is good. The opening title segment is really, really good on there. If you haven't seen that, give it a moment. And it was at a both of these were well priced. I think Vampire Hunter I got for less than 20. High School of the Dead I got less than 25. If you're still hearing this at the time of this recording, if the sale's still going, it's Sentai Filmworks. It's not an advertisement directly from them. They're not paying me to say this, but it's a good place to get some decent prices on anime itself. On occasion, they have, some good pricing sales. I think it's my third or fourth order with them. Now, this isn't horror, but this is the other thing, and I wanted to bring this up separately. And I know a lot of people out there have some situations with this series. It happens to be one of the controversial ones for this time period. And it's Gushing Over Magical Girls. Yes, I did purchase this DVD, this Blu-ray. And what I've been doing lately is I've been purchasing some of the stuff that's been controversial and getting it before it becomes unattainable. Recently, I got Redo the Healer. Got the Interspecies Reviewers, which is another series that should have gone to season 2 of this. And that's a controversial one as well. And the thing about it is, people, they dump it as controversy because of the content that is in there. But that's the story in itself. People say, well, you shouldn't have sex in these cartoons and, the jiggly effects and stuff like that. But, what's wrong with that? You have regular series that's on Fox and many other networks like this and Netflix. They have the same thing, but nobody complains about those. They don't complain about those series. They don't talk about Big Mouth. Come on, really? You have a problem with Gushing Up Magical Girls and Interspecies Reviewers, and Redo the Healer, but you don't have a problem with Big Mouth. Figure that one. But the thing I want to bring on this, and this is, like I said, this is where the comedic comes in. Now, if you're not familiar with Gushing Over Magical Girls, it's sort of a knockoff of Sailor Moon, but from a point of view of one of the villainesses. And what it is that the villain in this is a fangirl. That she loves the magical girls. That she wants to become a magical girl. But there's that old saying, you die a hero, you live long enough to be the villain, and that's what has happened. She has been chosen to be the villain against the magical girls. And the things that they go through is just totally batshit insane. And of course, there's a lot of jiggly effects, and there's a lot of bondage and discipline, and some crazy, stuff that you're like, what? What are they doing? But see, that throws into the comedy of the situation. But the thing about it is, and I want to bring this up, and I was laughing, and I know a lot of other people, and I posted this on X. And you look at the back cover, and of course, you have the description and all that. And of course, it's marked here, uncensored, audio and video, now with more moans. Dear God, how much more do they put on? I haven't unwrapped it yet, so I'm just wondering, how much more insane, batshit insane is this with the moaning? I mean, people are going to say, that's disgusting. Oh, you are a pedo. And listen, it's a joke. It's a joke. and it's meant to be in a comedic sense. Yes, okay, it has S&M and bondage and all that. But the thing about it is, you have to think to the perspective is, look at the original Sailor Moon series. A lot of people had that in their mind that it would happen. Even Robot Chicken on Adult Swim made fun of Sailor Moon, and they threw a whole situation where, Sailor Moon did her transformation and that, and what happened? The villain got a boner. He's like, oh my God, sorry, I'm really sorry. If you haven't seen it, it's hysterical. It's like, should we fight now? No, I don't think so. Let's put it off for another day. But see, that's the thought you have to put into the perspective. If you're okay with them making fun of it on another series, Robot Chicken, you should be able to sit down and watch Gushing Magical Girls. It's not like saying if you don't like the ecchi stuff, the borderline ecchi stuff into hentai. I wouldn't call this hentai. I would say it's ecchi. If you don't like stuff in that direction, you don't have to go watch it. You don't have to. Because there's something for everyone there. But, when they talk about getting rid of fan service, when they want to get rid of the ecchi, they want to get rid of the hentai, they want to get rid of the lolly. All of these have a space in the anime world and in the manga world. Why? Because it's just another story. It's just another story. I remember, because now the Spy X Family's back out again. I remember when it first came out, how much they were slamming the relationship between the main character and the little girl, and they were trying to call it pedophilia. And it's like, no, where the hell did you think of getting that from? He adopted her as his own daughter. He ain't looking at that. He's using her as a tool to get ahead, to get to his target. See, that's why we have so many problems, with all these people talking about all this stuff in the anime world. They say, we got to ban it. We got to, you had that mother in Florida she tried to get rid of Assassination Classroom out of the library in high school because high school kids don't have the mentality to handle it. Even though I think more recently that it has been overturned, because the understanding is that basically there's a lot more books that are more complicated to the point. This is just another story in itself that people just haven't sat down to read, don't understand that it's a very, how can I put it? It's a more dramatic, even though it's an action, it's a drama about an alien creature or whatever you want to call them, teaching kids, that these are kids that are sort of the outsiders kind of ways.
If you like this content, be sure to check out the rest of this video on Otaku Thursday. Every week on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Rumble. And don't forget to comment, like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time!